I feel like a 10,000 pound weight has been taken off of me. This depression of the last week was a combination of a number of things, but it's gone. And at the heart of it was what always weighs on me the most when I don't understand the essentials of what's going on. Not what someone's plotting, but the nature of what's happening. Death by cancer, for me, it is. As soon as it unfolds, there's not going to be any treatment. What I wasn't getting, that no one besides me cares whether I die or not. And surely, if anyone listens to this, there are a couple that are saying to themselves, oh, I care. Well, no. Caring is not how we feel. That's irrelevant. We care about a trillion things, right? So that's just practically irrelevant. Caring, what we care about, can only be seen in our behavior. Oh, but a few people have taken tiny steps, made tiny comments about caring about my cancer. Caring is what we do relative to those we dearly love. And there's no one that can think to themselves that if they knew that someone that they dearly, dearly love, that among those whom they love the most in the world, was in exactly my shoes, there's no one that would have acted the way they've acted toward me. Am I indicting anyone here? Am I to be indicted for not having lifted a finger except for one 5-minute period in months for my Palestinian brothers and sisters and children on whom slow-motion genocide is being visited by the United States, the wholly owned subsidiary of our right-wing brothers and sisters in Israel? Am I to be indicted for that? Some might. I don't indict myself for that. I have devoted every breath to another, well, to our larger family, including the Palestinians, to averting ecocide that's going to take down everyone. Some would indict me, but I wouldn't indict myself. It isn't selfishness, it isn't selfish interest, and who's to say that's an indictment? Except one's heart and conscience would say it's an indictment. But is it a fact that I haven't lifted a finger for our brothers and sisters in Palestine, our children in Palestine, in months? It's a fact. Do I have feelings of caring for them? Without question. Is it a fact that by the behavior of everyone, no one cares whether I die from cancer? Yes, without question, by anyone's behavior. Could that change? That's not my concern. My announcement is, my God, the depression is gone. What drives me crazy, not clinically, but figuratively, what drives me crazy is when I don't understand the essentials of what's going on. Look at my struggle to understand the greats in psychology: Adler, Maslow, Erickson, Jesus, Tolstoy. When I don't understand the essentials, it drives me crazy and drives me to understand Well, what's been the foundation, apparently, of my depression this last week is my nervous system was aware of what I wasn't seeing. No one cares, pal. Now, if in the absence of anyone caring, I could see a way to remove the barrier to life for me, physical life, that is getting chemo, the barrier being a residency arrangement that would satisfy the hospital legal guys and financial guys, I would take it unless I'd be a burden or a barrier or unwanted. But in the absence of one more meeting I expect to have, it doesn't exist. It exists in no one's home. For me, it exists in no institution for me. If I were willing to abandon our children and to come off of the battlefield for them needlessly for 6 months, sure, the care would be there. I'm unwilling to do that. Al Gore should be boiling in the oil of his own conscience over allowing himself to play a role in making global warming a lightning rod political issue. That was ego blindness on his part. It's unconscionable. But for the first time ever in recent days, the title of his movie, An Inconvenient Truth, has been playing through my mind. There's one reason that we are not averting ecocide for our children. It's inconvenient. Yes, there are people that care about my cancer emotionally, but it's inconvenient for them to keep me alive. Without it disrupting what they consider to be their lives. That may or may not be an indictment. That's up to each individual to consider. That's not my business. It's not where I spend my time or will spend my time. But it's a fact. It's inconvenient to keep me alive. If it weren't inconvenient, there'd be half a dozen people. By the way, young Scott, in dangerous parts of Africa, devoting his life to help people there, has offered to pay for a therapeutic chemo regimen for me, which I can't accept. So there's one exception, and my guess is that my sister Diane would do the same, and probably my sister SC, except there are many factors that would prevent her. Did I just unindict them? I'm not indicting anyone. I'm citing fact. The fact behind my depression, gone. It was an email this afternoon from a lovely person, someone that's been very kind to me, someone in the medical system here in D.C. It was the heart of Nurse Ratched in One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest. Was Nurse Ratched ever mean? She didn't think so. Was she ever heartless? She didn't think so. It was the heart of Nurse Ratched. Hey, abandon our children. Those words weren't used, but that was the effect of it. Put on your hospital gown. Be with the other patients. Don't cause any trouble. And then, sure, we'll provide the housing for you. It was not mean. A different question is whether it was heartless, but that was the key that I wasn't seeing, and it wasn't just this individual, it wasn't just this institution, it's everyone I know, with the exception probably of Scott, Diane, SC, MR and her husband, probably overburdened with their young concerns. The email, intended to be very kind, that I'm referring to, asked about my my religious beliefs, and don't you think God is telling you that it's time to take care of your body? That's not a ridiculous statement. It's shallow, I think, as is all Christianity practiced today, but well intended. There is a message in this from the Creator. Son, come home. Finish out your work. I'll give you some number of months more, and then come home, and I'm ready. I have never felt like I belonged here. I felt like my work belonged here. And if I had been given another 20 years, I would have felt that my work belonged here. But me? Aside from my dad and the few people I've mentioned, I've never felt like there was family for me here. I'm sure I've forgotten one or two or five others, but maybe not. But family for me here? No, I'm a foreigner. And surely that must be an indictment of me, you frickin' weirdo. Look at the tattoos on your forehead. Look at how you live. Look at how angry you get, or at least people perceive it as anger at them. It's just outrage at this unnecessary pain that we allow in horror. But be that as it may, this all is probably an indictment of me. So be it. I'm okay with that. Bring it on. I'll take the indictment. This is definitely a message. Son, finish out your work and come home. And Dad, Mom, BlackRock, whatever you are, I'm ready. I'm in. Had you given me another 20 years, God damn it, our kids needed me. But I'm doing my part. I've done my best. And this is clear from you, Creator. Time to come home, son. Time to come home. And I am ready. Oh my gosh. Coffee in the Green Mile. What was his first name? I wish I could remember. Coffey. That big, huge guy in the Green Mile. Don't stay my execution, friends. Don't spring me. All the pain, all the evil in the world is like glass in my brain. I came here to D.C. today to fight, to find a way. Because it was inconceivable to me. That is, I couldn't even conceive the question. It was inconceivable to me that people were okay with me dying of cancer because I refused to get totally off the battlefield on the 10 days out of 14 that I'm fully functional. But I can conceive of it now. I not only conceive it, it's right there, plain as day. So I'm ready, and man, I'm going to redouble my efforts to the work I've been doing. But I am so ready.